Hello, hello. This is Kristina, your host today, and today is a new episode of KSM Podcast, Growing Business Online with Kristina. And my dear audience, I'm so excited to have my special guest speaker, Lady Danijela Stojanovic, far away from Australia. Daniela, welcome to the KSM Podcast interview show today.
Hi, Christina. Thanks for having me on your podcast. It's an honor.
Uh, Hi and hello, Daniela. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you for joining. And Daniela, tell us a little bit about you. Share with us who you are and what you do.
So, I'm born in Australia. My parents are of Serbian background. They migrated to Australia when they were quite young and they met here in Australia. But I'm actually an Australian lawyer by trade, but I chose to specialize in immigration and property law. So, effectively, I'm a registered migration agent for Australia. I'm a licensed conveyancer. I'm an entrepreneur. And on top of all of that, I just bought a restaurant on the pier in Port Melbourne.
Oh, that's great. And I always ask KSM podcast Growing Business Online with Christina is dedicated to small business owners and small companies to spread the word about them and what they do and on international market. So let me know and share with us what triggered you to start what you do now, as in migration area.
That's a
And
good question. That's a very good question. Um, I think I always knew I wanted to be a lawyer. And then when I finished my law degree, I happened to be really good at property law. But what I really wanted to be in the courtroom. But somehow every law firm I worked at was always in the commercial part, which was like business and residential sort of law. And then I thought, what can I do where I can be more involved in the section of the courts? And I had a family friend who needed a statement done for her partner for a partner visa. And, we went through the checklist together. I helped her put it together. And basically, the case officer said, because of this statement, you're getting the visa. And I went, maybe I should be doing this. So I thought I found my calling at that point, and I definitely have because I've helped so many people. And that's how I became a migration agent. I kept the property law because that's something that I was always good at and always did. And then this restaurant is a new project. Before COVID, I was looking at getting a restaurant. I'm really into food and hospitality, and my dream was to do something for the Balkan people here in Australia, so you feel like you're back home, and that's proven to be a success.
and what is curious that I'm also from Serbia. I'm based in Belgrade. You're Serbia, but used to live in Australia for many years. And finally, and let us know, who do you mostly work with? Who are your clients? Like people who wanted to migrate, or people who wanted to get a new job, or from I think that you work globally. I mean, I'm not sure, but just share with us.
Sure. So yeah, I help people globally. It doesn't matter where you are. Thankfully with this technology, you can assist anyone around the world, as you would know yourself with your background. And as far as clientele, I don't really have a specific market. It's basically just anyone that wants to come here. I have people from Brazil, I have people from Vietnam, I have people from Serbia, I have people from Canada, I have people from everywhere. And then the visas I do, thankfully, I specialize in immigration as a whole. So I do all the visa sorts. And I have people that are like illegal, that I help get legal status. I have people that have been refused. I go to the court, or it's called the tribunal here. And I assist them, in getting that back into immigration. And then I assist with visa paperwork as well. So from start to end, I can navigate my clients on the migration process for Australia.
And this is going to be like a lot of job, a lot of work. And uh, and do you work to all Australia? Like, I have some chapters, or just people can just go there and uh, have their just to finish their visa, or in for people in Australia and overseas.
I have offices two in Melbourne, one in Sydney, one in Adelaide, one in Perth. I am looking to expand to Dubai, Manila, Auckland, and New York. And that'll be in the recent future. Just, with the restaurant project, I just need that to settle down, and then I'll move on with my dreams. And as far as people, they contact me via internet. You know, we have video calls like we are now, and that's how I help them. They send paperwork, which immigration now accepts digitally. It doesn't have to be an original. Usually, certified documents tells immigration that it's an original anyway. So that's how I work with the clients. They can either come and see me physically if they're in Australia and they're looking for their options to remain, or if they're fresh from overseas, then we communicate and we have a plan of how they're going to migrate to Australia.
So if for all of you who will listen to this episode in Dubai, New York, Malaysia, and other countries, just join to and connect with Daniela, and she can help you um, to resolve your visa and to get your visa, yeah.
Of
Either that
course,
you
of
were
course.
global, yeah, you're global like as I am, like have
That's
my
correct.
podcast, which is global. Yeah, that's on. And now from my previous guest speakers, there are different consultants, healers, but your area is so specific, is very specific, and people always needed that kind of service just to move and to migrate, or just uh, like students, for example, to on university if they have visa. And also at the moment I have a question. Do you work with also with people who wanted to migrate there, like to live there, and also or have some kind of temporary visa for, let's say, we're educating for high schoolers or students exchanges, like to different university from different countries who wanted from in the world who wanted to move to and study in Australia.
So yeah, like I said, I specialize in immigration as a whole, which requires a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, a lot of keeping up to date with the law, which is very important, and there's always changes. But yeah, we assist people with temporary residence, student visas, work visas, tourist visas. We assist people with permanent residence like family, carer visas, remaining relative, partner visas, work visas, skilled migration, getting back residency after 40 years, citizenship applications. We do it all. And that's important for someone that wants to migrate to Australia, because not everybody, I guess, has the background to go straight into permanent residency. They do need to start off with the temporary visa first. So you need someone that's got the knowledge to be able to navigate and give you that pathway.
Yeah, and of course, if they wanted to come there, they need to speak English or have some kind of exam to, to get to know more, because it's if they wanted to live there or migrate or however. And when people work with you, how are they satisfied after that, your clients? I think that they're so, just imagine that they get visa and go there and resolve their problems. So, because we're just all here as entrepreneur to uh, solve pain points of our clients, and
Well, on my TikTok, I do a lot of videos where I go to my client's house with traditional music and I surprise them. But, we pre-warn them. We say, look, if we get the visa, would you like us to come and surprise you with music? And they know if they hear music, it's us. And on some videos, we have like 639,000 views on TikTok because of these surprise videos. Sometimes I feel like I'm more excited for the client than themselves. I call them and I'm like, you got the visa. And they're like, yeah, that's good. I'm like, did you understand what I said? Like, I'm happy, screaming, excited. And they're like, yeah. But I think because I know how much work and effort it took me to do, it's like more like a relief. Whereas for them, it's a process. They're sitting there waiting anxiously, and I think they're just over the process because it can take time. But yeah, we've had a lot of success with our clients. It's a journey where you're living these moments with them. They're not just clients. It's like they're a family member. You're always in contact. You're sharing their fears, their stresses, their cries, their happiness. You go. It's a long journey.
yes,
I
it's long
call it a roller
journey.
coaster. A lot of emotions.
Yeah, and I know when I met you maybe a few years ago, I'm just I remember that you were also have your Facebook group, I mean, and just talk about on some rules or, that people can join you and just to get to know more if they what kind of visa they want or however. And that's it. That's technical to technology today. Nowadays, it's much more easier for people to get to know you and to get to know just what you do and any other entrepreneurs who do service or whatever. Yeah, that's lovely, really. I love that, and I know that it's so hard work, like to work all day, like with your never-ending story. I mean,
No, this is a day-night job. It's definitely not a 9 to 5 job. You have to deal with people overseas, you deal with people here. They're stressed when immigration asks more questions. And, if they call at 10 o'clock, I answer because I know they're not going to sleep all night until they speak to me anyway. So, I mean, 5, 10 minutes of my time to, make them feel at peace, it goes a long way for the client. So, when you're dealing with things like this, you have to expect, as you said, it's definitely not a 9 to 5 job. But
yeah,
comes part of a job. You're dealing with someone's life. It is a lot of pressure because there's this expectation, and although you can't guarantee the outcome, but you're here to change someone's life, and effectively, they're wanting a better life coming here, or they're wanting a change of lifestyle. It's not necessarily a better life. Maybe they've already got a great life where they are. But it is hard work. It's not easy. And, at the end of it, when you get the visa or you win the tribunal case, it's, I can't even explain. It's an amazing satisfaction. And I'm like, this is why I do this job.
yes, and we always and through the this podcast, I hosted many amazing guest speakers, and always is like who am I? Why I do what I do? But the point is, when you mention when you are just finished and resolve that problem on getting visa, just imagine how do you feel? Because as you mentioned, that we are like a family members because we just like build a long-term relationship
That's
and we
right.
take care about us. Because people always can get to you and say, hey, Daniela, yes, I have this and that problem, especially, for example, that they have something and work with you and maybe get to you back, I think,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
after
Yeah,
after
it is like that. And even to this day, after the visa process, we do the citizenship. Even now, if they want a referral for something, psychologist, doctor, whatever, they always call me first to find a trusted referral for them. So, when you build a relationship with someone and you're dealing with personal aspects of their life, it is very sensitive and, very private. So when you build that strong relationship, it's a long-lasting relationship. I've got clients I'm still in contact with 10 years later, and I help their family members and their children, and so yeah, it's long-term relationships, which I love.
And this is the beauty of every job. I mean, especially when you are in that area and you help people to just to give them information that's, as I said, and you said, it's such a sometimes hard work, but to the end of the day, it's very, when you feel that you help someone and finish the job, that's really amazing. And yeah,
Yeah,
this is, we are only, to the end of the day, we are only human being. Either what we
that's right.
do in our 8 hours, what we have to do a job, either that we had for our family and other things. And yeah, and you mentioned that you have the other project. If you wanted to share with us today, it's about a restaurant. Can you share it
Yes.
with us? And it's lovely, like a job is like spreading more and more. Like either that you are work and about the visa, but also can you share with us about your restaurant? What kind of food do you serve, or however? This is the other area of
I have
business.
what's really funny? I have a lot of support from business colleagues and clients that come in, and sometimes we surprise clients at the restaurant. But a lot of people ask me, how, why are you doing a restaurant when you're, in immigration? And, people just don't know because, I keep things to myself until I eventuate the project. I think that's important. when, manifesting, investing time, building something, and then you show people the end result. So that's been like a long work in progress, but it's finally happened. And, we have a great team. We have about 15 employees, both waiters and, chefs and marketing people and management, and musicians. And so the restaurant's open from Tuesday to Sunday. Mondays, we have to have at least one day off, because we're working around the clock, really. And we're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Friday, Saturday nights, we have live Balkan music. Balkan music means we're covering all regions: Serbian, Macedonian, Bosnian, Greek, Turkish, Roma. I don't know if I've left anyone out. Albanians, Romanians, like we cover everything. And it's really great that everybody comes together under one roof. Like that's always been my dream, because for me, everybody's the same. We're all equal. I don't look at someone and go, you're this nationality or you're this religion. I treat everyone equally. If you're good to me, I'm good to you. We're all people. So that was important to me, to try and get everyone under the same roof. And it's been successful, which I'm very, that was like a big achievement for me personally. And yeah, the food is Australian modern cuisine. So we have seafood because we're right on the water. So the pier, you have cruise boats that come past. We've got amazing views. We also have like steaks. So we've got like a grill section. And we obviously have our Balkan food as well. So we've got a wide range of cuisines that we serve, and it's been great. We've had a lot of success. We've had a lot of people that are regulars. They come back. People have functions. So we've had like business networking, corporate events. We've had weddings. We had a wedding like 2 weeks ago. We've got a christening coming up. So, we charity ball. We do a lot of different things. So functions and sit down meals.
That's congratulations, Danielle. It's lovely. It's such a big job because just the open restaurant, but
Yeah.
that your idea is amazing, because just to have all those people in under one roof, and they can just then sing and eat amazing food, and
Yeah.
either that they wanted to join, not only which people you remember, but there are also mentioned, but there are also people from maybe that they come just from Australia from different
Yeah.
parts of the world, and like to eat seafood. So if you're in Australia, please connect with Daniela and try to taste her products in her kitchen, what they prepare in her restaurant. So that's lovely. I love that. Yeah, and when you just imagine like that you're so on the sea, and then that people can come and join and do weddings and all those kind of things,
Yeah, it's
birthday
amazing.
celebration, whatever.
Yeah, people sit outside on the deck and they watch the boats go past, or we've got a marquee area which is like all glass doors. It's just really, really elegant venue. So Pier 35 Bar and Grill, and that's in Port Melbourne, but really, really good restaurant.
Yeah,
I
and I
actually
will.
I had,
Go ahead, please.
sorry, it's lagging. I had actually my husband's surprise birthday there before I actually bought the restaurant. So it was just meant to be.
I will put all links. You can share it, how listeners can connect with you. I will put all your links, your website, and also website of, if you can share with us, website of your company,
Yeah.
Stojanovic and Associates
Yes.
.com. How is going .com AU? I
I'll
mean.
send you the link, but it's stojanovic-associates.com.au.
That you. Yeah, I will put all links, and you present on all social media, and which one
I'm,
you mostly present on: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn?
yeah, I'm equally everywhere. We've got a really, really good marketing team. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and then obviously, for contacting purposes, we have WhatsApp, Viber, WeChat, normal
Yeah,
phone. I
you're
can't run
present
away.
on
That's
all
why it's find me everywhere.
online platforms. People can connect
Yes,
with you. So yeah, if
yes.
you need visa or wanted to move to Australia or wanted uh, to taste such a excellent food in Daniela's restaurant, please connect connect with her, and she will help you, in terms to connect with Danijela, and be so satisfied. Um, yeah, Danijela, it's time consuming, and I know that you're so busy. But before we ramp up our call today, do you have some message for people who want to start business, or just because this, as I mentioned, the podcast is so dedicated to people if they have business idea but they know how to start, they are or have imposter syndrome or however, and they just sometimes these stories just I like that inspire only one person, but this episode today and an interview that will be lovely, and I just ask you to encourage our listeners to start their own business journey. That will be so exciting for them to hear.
Yeah, that's one of my passions as an entrepreneur. I've already helped so many people, start their businesses, and there's this thing, self-sabotage or the imposter syndrome, where they've got great ideas, they're more than capable, but there's just something holding them back, and I think it's just fear. So, I need another month. I need more time. I'm just waiting for this. You don't need to wait for everything. You need to put your foot in the door. You get started, and then you work out, now I need this, now I need this. So once you start and you've registered, effectively, if you're self-disciplined, which is all you need, you're going to overcome this fear, and you're like, right, I'm registered. This is the next step. If a client's going to call, I need to hire this staff member with this experience. Things will unravel by themselves. But, we've all started somewhere. I started in 2009. It took me about 2 years to grow my business. And then after that, it was just all word of mouth. So the key is consistency, being trustworthy, having the right morals and values to do your job, and just be a genuine person. If you're a genuine person and you would use your own services, then others would as well.
Yeah,
So
and yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, and so my theory has always been, it may be hard, but it's not impossible. So, everything's in your hands. There's a reason why, when ideas come to your head, it's what you do with that idea that matters. And be careful who you share your ideas with, because if you have someone that's a little bit more active or has just been waiting for something, I've seen some colleagues where their ideas were stolen. So then they had to start from scratch, whereas they thought that that person would help them. So if you've got an idea that you want to share with someone, just make sure you always have a disclosure statement that's signed. Even if you think it's harmless, you just never know. If your idea is really good, you don't know what someone's capable of. And just remember, business is business. You don't mix pleasure and business. When you're talking business, that person's not your friend, they're not your family member. Once you're out of that business talk, then you can talk to your family and friends. So always have legal agreements to protect yourself. That's my advice.
Yeah, that's good. And when you mentioned that, I really agree with you, and thank you for sharing that. To have disclosure and to have agreement, just not to share to everyone before you start, because this is your idea also. But when people work with people, it's also important to have that personal branding in terms. It's behind is our business, because we people work with people, and people need to be polite, need to be, that we like, it's like last and trust, like and trust people, but also this is something what we need to put in action, because
That's right.
as we resonate between each other, and if we are not in the same frequency, we couldn't work together. I mean, either that we are in front of camera today, or either that we are in online space, offline space. That's the same. Well, for my experience, I'm in online
Yeah.
space 15 years for now, 16 years for now, and I know that I met amazing people as you are, and my previous guest speakers, and this is something very, very interesting. So just uh, you cannot work with everyone. You can just work with people who resonate with you, and who who accept you as a person. This is so important part of your business and any kind in life.
And I think what you've just said is spot on. You can't work with everyone. And as much as we want to help everybody, and we want to be in everyone's spaces and build connections, not everybody is for you, and you are not for everybody. That's why we have target markets. That's why we meet certain people in our lives that we can grow with or we learn a lesson from. So, yeah, you need to, when you have an idea, you need to think about how can this idea problem solve for somebody. So if someone has a problem and I've got an idea, what's the solution? And that's how you begin with your business ideas.
Yeah, and people just work with you with buy from you solutions that you can
That's right. They
give
just want the
them.
solution. They want you to figure out the problem. And you need to be that person that they come to that goes, I've got the solution. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I always say, people say to me, oh, some clients, they're going from this region, they're going to another migration agent and not you. And I said, that's great. As long as the migration agent is, credible, they're doing the right thing. I can't service the whole world. And I don't feel like I need to compete, or I don't feel like I need to do anything to outgrow anyone. Everyone has their own clientele. And that's one thing that you need to remember. You are not competition for anybody. You're competing against yourself to be the best you can be every day. You don't worry about what's going on around you and others. You worry about what can I do different from this person. There's a few migration agents that I admire and I follow as well. And, I take my hat off to them with the way they do their social media, with their success stories. And I don't say to myself, oh, why can't I be like that? Oh, I can't believe they're doing this. It's like, that's really great. What else can I do that's different from them, or how can I add on top of that? Or, it's just good to be a supportive person. The more you're negative, the more this will impact on your own business. Just stay in your lane and focus on you. Don't worry about what goes on around you and just look at giving the best service.
Because we are all unique. And how
That's
do you
right.
do that? Your competitor just does to the other way. Or,
E-
I run this
Everybody,
podcast in this way, but the other podcasts run them on different way. So
yeah,
that's,
everybody has their own style. And I mean, there's so many people in the world. Me personally, I can't service the whole world. There's just millions of people. So, you need several people that do what I do to be able to facilitate that. And so that's how I look at it. As long as there's other good agents, and sometimes I refer to others as well, or they refer to me if they're, at capacity. But, we've built a good, loyal, strong group where we refer and I mentor other agents and I help other agents when they're stuck. We're all in it together, and they're not taking away from me and I'm not taking away from them. You just simply can't service the whole world. So there's enough work for everybody in this world. And like you said, everyone, you can't please everybody. But yeah, if you stay in your lane and you just do what you do best and you build your brand based on your business, the right people that need your services will come to you.
yeah, yes, indeed, they will come to you. It's, Daniela, it's, I can ask you more, but I think that you will be again, we will have something to share next year.
Oh,
I'm so excited to have you today, and you really share such amazing practical advices and also what you do. So I think that this episode will help more people to understand the business, how to do it, how to, just to negotiate, how to get clients in. Thank you so very much for joining this show today. I really enjoy being with you and hosting you today, really.
can I just say one more thing before we go?
Yes,
Just
yes,
as
of
a
course.
final note,
With
if we're
pleasure.
talking
Go ahead.
with business people, when you're negotiating, whether it's to do with finances, terms of a contract, or whatever, never accept the first offer. Don't respond automatically. Think about it. I'll get back to you. And then always make a second offer. So that's always worked for me, is that I never accept the first offer. So hopefully that works for others as well.
Thank you so very much. It's such amazing advice. Just repeat again, never accept the first offer. Just think about it and have a time to think about it to create the second offer.
Yes, which is your intention.
It's such a valued advice. Thank you for sharing that.
No worries. Thanks, Kristina.
Thank you. Have a lovely day and see you very soon in our new episode. And thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
Bye.
for being here. Bye for now.